Bring it back. 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 Bring it back.
This is very hard to explain because it's a complex technology, but
And there goes the stream. Oh no, we are still there. It is one of those days again, folks. So from the And the Groove Remains production team studios in the Netherlands. Even that. From the And the Groove Remains production team studios in the Netherlands. My name is 𝗵𝗲𝗿𝗄 and welcome to this live stream. My mission is not to sell you as many apps as I can. No, my mission is to educate, teach and help you with audio track collection management and conversion for DJs, so you save yourself some time for the fun and creative part of being a DJ. As each week, let me quickly introduce myself so you know who this dude is. I am a 59-year-old dude from the Netherlands. I had my first DJ residency at the age of 15, which means this is over 40 years of DJ experience in the flesh. I am no longer an active DJ. I call myself a retired DJ. I do a few gigs a year, but nothing even close to what it used to be. However, you may know me from a little app that I wrote, and that app is called the DJ Conversion Utility and allows you to convert between various DJ software, maintaining your cues, your loops, your beat grids, your playlists and all that other stuff. So if you want to try something else out, you can just convert it instead of having to redo it all over again from scratch. It is not the only app I created. I created tons of other apps, all for DJs, and all aimed at making your life when it comes to collection management and conversion a little bit easier. The latest endeavor is the top row here, which is the ATGR DJ Touch, a wireless Bluetooth MIDI controller project. And that is something that we are going to talk about in length today. So bear with me, because we are going to have some fun. I don't have that much topics that we need to discuss, which means that if you've got a question for me, drop it in the chat and I'm happy to address it. I don't only try to explain it, but sometimes I like to demonstrate how certain things can be done as well. If you like what I'm doing, then don't forget to give this video the thumbs up, like, share, subscribe and all that other good stuff. But most importantly, tell your DJ friends about the availability of this information online each Tuesday, totally for free. I am live on Facebook, Twitch and on YouTube. The Facebook and Twitch archives will be taken down after the live stream. However, the YouTube live stream is there to stay. So you can watch it later if you like. And the next day I make a time index below the video, so you can skip to the parts that might interest you if you are watching this at a later time. I don't have monetization on my socials because I hate commercials myself. And that also means that my content is a little bit harder to discover, and for that is why I ask you to like, share, subscribe, because that is the only way to tell the algorithm, hey, it is kind of useful information that this guy is telling, and make other DJs find that information. So please, if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to do that. Before we start, let's say hi to the people that are in the chat, which are not that many because I am a little bit later than normal. Like I said, it's one of those days. So Do the DJ, good to have you with us, my friend, and good to see you. Do is currently running the RCT to find duplicates and get started with his library reorganization. For those of you unaware of it, RCT, the Rekordbox collection tool, is my tool that I particularly made to find duplicates in a Rekordbox collection using audio fingerprint technology, which means it doesn't look at the text, it doesn't look at the artist, it doesn't look at the title, it looks at the pure audio information. And that gives you one huge benefit. First of all, if tags are not consistent, then it doesn't matter. But the other huge benefit is that if one track is in MP3 and another track is a WAV file, it will still see them as a duplicate, given that they have the same audio fingerprint and the same track length. One of the benefits of using RCT to clean up your stuff is that it doesn't break your playlists. It doesn't lose your cue points, it doesn't lose your artwork and stuff like that. So if you have two duplicates and one of the tracks, the master track, the track that stays inside your collection, has, for instance, no cues, but the duplicate track, which is of lesser quality, has cues, then it will take the cues from that duplicate and put them inside the master track and stuff like that. It's a very smart program, but it does a lot more than just that. Basically, it is what I call the Norton utilities for DJs who use Rekordbox, because it can fix a lot of stuff and it can change a lot of stuff that otherwise are not possible to fix from Rekordbox itself. So check it out, RCT. And Do had one of those days too. Yeah, it really... let me explain what's happening, folks, because then you immediately understand where we are coming from. I am, by the time of now, everybody knows this board, which is the ATGR DJT1 based on an ESP32CYD motherboard, logic board. Now, when I started this, I never intended to make DJ hardware or software for DJ hardware. That was never my intention. I just wanted to play with those ESP32 boards. So what I did is I went to AliExpress and I bought a shitload of boards with a screen just to play with. Again, it was not my intention to make a DJ product out of it. I was just curious about what you could do with it. And one of the boards I bought was looking like this. Let me first turn it off. Like this. This is also an ESP32 board, and yes, it comes with that case. But it's not the same ESP32 board as this one. This one is the cheap one. This is still not expensive, but it's double the price roughly from this one. But I was curious what I could do with this, and if it was possible to get my software running on this. Now, that wasn't as simple as I thought and as I hoped, but I have worked on it, and now I can run some of the modules. I have rewritten, to be exact, one module, the stems module, to run on this. And the reason why I wanted to do this was twofold. First of all, you buy it like this. It is cased, you don't have to case it, and it has a gorgeous screen. Let me turn the screen on, then you can have a look at it. And we will look at it in detail, how it works, etc., in a moment. But first, let me just give you a quick view of what is in store. Like this. Come on, there you go. This is what it looks like when it's turned on. So as you can see, this is a beautiful screen. This really looks nice. Well, not only did I want to do it because of the screen quality, this thing has larger memory. It has more memory. And one of my problems with the CYD board is that it is very constrained when it comes to memory. And for instance, a lot of the Serato DJs were asking me, yo Mixmaster G, can we have StemFX also inside the board? And basically the stems module for the normal CYD didn't have any memory room for that. So with this I can, and I will show you that in a moment. So this will be up later on. This is the teaser. First let's talk about what we can do and how we can do it. And indeed, though, it is a very beautiful screen. Like I said, you will see that in a moment, and we will talk about that in a moment. But first let's talk about the news of today. I'm not talking about politics today because that is such a sensitive topic, and the world is already kind of a sad place as it is right now, so I'm not going to burn my hands on that. However, what we are going to talk about is this. Hold on, let me accept the cookies. There are the cookies. And then let's switch this. Serato, our friends from Serato, did release Serato DJ Pro 4.0.3. And the basic thing that is new in it is Rain 1 support. And other smaller things, but the Rain 1 support is the most important thing that came out of the Serato update. So if you are on Serato and you want to play with the Rain 1, you can, or the Rain System 1, you can now do that because it is supported officially. Another thing that just happened this morning is this. And that is from our friends at 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗀/Pioneer DJ. Rekordbox 7.2.11 has been released. And if you want to know what is changed, some stuff with Spotify is changed. And most likely that was instigated by Spotify. Spotify most likely did change something and said to 𝗵𝗵𝗿𝗀, hey, if you want to make sure that the DJs using Rekordbox with Spotify can continue to use it, make sure that you make these changes. And that's what it is. And of course we always have the bug fixes and stability improvements, who nobody knows what that is and what it's going to be. Then a last thing that was happening, or what I was reading on Reddit, is this. And that is slightly more out of my realm, but apparently last week we spoke about Apple and the Apple beta breaking HFS Plus compatibility. The people at Windows have an even worse thing, because that latest update did install a MIDI update, which basically breaks most of the controllers in Windows, which of course is a very bad situation. Lucky enough, the friends from Virtual DJ did create a way to fix it, and that is a rollback, which is pretty smart. Again, I'm not a Windows man, I'm a Mac OS man, so I don't know the first thing about Windows, but apparently in Windows you can roll back to a previous version, undoing whatever was installed. The problem is known and is addressed, and it's unclear if it needs to be addressed by the software vendors, the hardware vendors, or Microsoft, as always with these kind of problems. So if you are a Windows user, be careful to update your Windows, but I think I didn't need to tell you that anyway. I will put the links to both the Microsoft article explaining the bug and the virtual DJ, how to roll it back, links in the comment under the video tomorrow, so you can read all that yourself. But I wanted to flag this because I know that even if I am a macOS only outlet, there are still Windows users watching this video stream. So for that reason, guys, I got your back, or kind of, as much as I can. Let's see. Paul Hoogsteder, hi all. Sorry, late arrival, but at last I got my cases for the touch. Yeah, those cases, that's why I always recommend to buy them with cases, because it can be a pain to source those cases and to find those cases. But at least you got those cases. Like I said, I don't have that many topics. By the way, Paul, I was much later than you were, buddy. We are just live for 10 minutes maybe, because I had my own issues, and those issues I'm going to speak about, because let me power up the DJ Touch Deluxe, and we need to talk about a couple of things with those things, but here it is. So I was working with this thing all day, and then I came to the studio and I thought, all right, let's boot everything up and let's connect this and let's see that everything is working as it is. Turns out that this particular unit, requires pretty current computer, pretty current hardware. In other words, the rough takeaway is this only works with a computer that has been produced in the past 5 years. And this computer that I'm working on, my current computer, is older than that. And that means that the Bluetooth module in the computer I'm on right now didn't connect to this. But I wanted to show you guys how this works. So I needed to do some trickery to make sure that I still can demonstrate this unit. Now, first of all, let me switch the cam, if it allows me to. There it is. We talk about this one later on. Let's talk about this one first. So here we've got the unit running off battery. They are all running on batteries, and with all the DJ Touch units, you can mix and match. So you can connect more than one to the same computer at once. That will work just fine. And you can even mix and match this one with the regular touch. So you can connect both those two to the same, because the MIDI mapping kind of overlaps, while the architecture of those new units, those deluxe units, is totally different from the architecture of the CYD units, from this unit. You can still combine them on the same computer. So you can use a 𝗁𝗀 module on this, and then you can use the stems module on the Deluxe. By the way, the only module I currently have for the Deluxe is the stems unit, because I'm not sure if there is interest in getting all those other units or other modules on the Deluxe version, given that, well, it works fine, of course, it works great, but it needs to be rewritten, and that means you need to buy new software for it. I'm not sure that everybody is interested in that. There are a few things that are strange with this unit. First of all, we just came to the conclusion that it doesn't connect to older computers, so that's something that I need to take into account. Another thing is that when you power it up, so if I connect it to the battery, nothing happens. Nothing happens. Reason for that is, if we turn it on, first of all, I don't connect it over this port, which we usually use with the CYD module. So this port, the 4-port power port, because that won't power on the unit. We use the dedicated LiPo battery connector, which is right here in the corner. But just connecting is not enough. Next to it is a little hole, and under that hole is a button. And I need, as you can see, it is off right now. Only if I click the button, it will turn on. So that is something that I found pretty annoying about this unit, because you need to do it. One of the benefits that you have though is if I turn it over, let me make sure that we do that in a moment because it doesn't seem to focus right now on the cam, is that you have screws here so you can put it on a panel pretty easily. Let me see if I can. Okay, there you go. You have the screws right there, and that means you can mount it on a panel. And like I said, this thing comes completely cased. This what you see right here, minus the battery, is how you buy them. So that is one of the nice things about the DJT1 Deluxe. Now let's talk about the module that I created for it, because I think that is rather interesting. And that is this module. It is the STEM module as it runs on the CYD on steroids. First of all, it got this setting, and I can even, let me go to my, because I did kind of find out how to figure out how to do this, so let's do that. Just give me a sec here. There it is, and then I need to switch this. There it is, and then I can turn on off my small cam because I don't need that at the moment. Where is that at? There it is, and then let me put this one on. Okay folks, what you see, the Serato right now in the background is actually running on my MacBook Pro M5. Which is next to the unit, and it's connected with that. Reason for that is, like I said, the unit doesn't connect to my normal, to my current computer, which is an Intel computer and too old to connect to it. So here we are, and as you can see, this should be connected. Oh, there's no track loaded. So let's load up a track. Unsupported mixer audio settings. What the hell are you talking about? There it is. Does that run? Let's see. That doesn't run. Why not? I don't hear any audio coming off of it, which is weird. Unsupported mixer. Let me reboot. Let me just take this away and then restart Serato, which usually fixes every problem, right? Maybe not, maybe yeah. Like I said, it's one of those days, folks. It's really one of those days that things are not exactly going the way I planned it. Like I said, I never expected this not to work with. There we go, that looks more like it. That also works. There we are. First let's hear if we got audio there. Yeah. And because I did put AI to work, I'm not afraid. Oh, hold on. So this is your normal two stems mode. The normal two stems mode for, oh, it is not, hold on, I see that my audio is not sending. That's weird. Really one of those days, right? Pioneer Audio, where is it? DJ V10 is connected. that works, but that's my different. Why not? Oh, maybe I should have rerouted it, because this comes from the B. All right. Okay, then just let me walk you through it. I hate it. Why can't I do? That's not working. No, it's not giving any audio there. Okay, so back to where we were. We've got the regular 4 stem controls. So as you can see, that also works. And what I made as an extra on this unit is that usually if you want to go to deck 3 and 4, you need to exit this screen. And then if you exit this screen, you can go to the 3 and 4. But now there is a plus and a min button, as it is with the hotkeys. And you can just toggle deck 1 and 2. So I can put this off. And then you can toggle through it, as you can see. So that is new in the deluxe version for the 4 stem mode. But what is really cool is this one. And that's something that a lot of DJs were asking for, which is the StemFX version, which I really need to let you hear in order to know what it does. But you can now trigger FX number 1, and you can see that on the screen that it follows it. Number 2, number 3, and number 4. So those are mapped for the Serato DJs right now with the deluxe version of the DJ Touch. And like I said, you can combine it with the regular DJ Touch. So I don't know what this version is. Let me double check. The 𝗀𝗏 edition. So let me put the 𝗀𝗏 edition next to it, and let's zoom out a little bit. There you can see the difference in screen quality too. And let me take the overhead light off because of the glaring. Yeah, okay, it is what it is. And let me connect that unit that I just powered on with it. There you go. And now you got your hotkeys there too, so you can track has ended. Let me restart the track then. So I think that is pretty neat. I am not totally sure. Let me switch back for a moment. I'm not totally sure if I am going to port the other modules. Right now the stems module is ported for the deluxe version, and maybe that will be the only one, because most people are going to use the stems module anyway. Not, of course, people will like to play with the hotkeys module and the fader module, but I think the stems module is by far the most important of all the modules, and having that on the deluxe model means that you don't have to wait for casing like 𝗵𝗶𝗿𝗀 needed to. And this feels a little bit friendlier than the whole CYD thing with PCB, etc. And on top of that, this is even easier to flash. I made an app to flash this. So there will be a tutorial for this, how this works entirely. And it will hopefully be a lot smoother than what I'm showing right now. I hope that I can upload the first demo version with the starter guide for this unit tomorrow. It will have the links where you can buy them. It will have, like the normal CYD version, it will have all the information for all of you who want to play with this one. But I'm very excited about this, especially because it doesn't require any do-it-yourself stuff from the DJ other than flashing the board and installing the MIDI mapping, but you don't need to put cases around it and stuff like that. And that might feel a little bit more friendly to some of you. That was actually the main thing that I needed to talk about or wanted to talk about. So if you got a question, then feel free to put it in the chat right away. And otherwise, the stream will be closed in a moment. So just ask away and ask whatever you want to ask. Indeed, though, I saw that there was no mixer audio indeed coming out. The problem is the V10 is connected through USB-B for Serato and USB-A for the live stream, and I think those two don't like each other. Maybe I should rearrange or reconnect the things, but I didn't have time for that, so I didn't really look into that. But I did make some AI tunes with vocals in it, so I can easily demonstrate how that stuff works in the future instead of having to rely on making sure that I mute it before I get demonetized. Paul Oosteder, I thought that you meant the new MacBook M5 with the news of today. Yeah, Apple is indeed going to release some stuff today. Most importantly, from what I understood, is that there is going to be a low-cost MacBook Air, or actually kind of in the past you had the MacBook, the clamshell model, which was the cheap model, and then you had the Pro version, which was the expensive version. There is a rumor that there is something coming out in the neighborhood of $600 US that will be an Apple Macintosh computer. But those M5s, by the way, will connect the Deluxe version, so yeah, that will be fine. Though the DJ, what about a mapping that has a row of stems and hotkeys together for each deck? Yeah, that will all be possible, but you still have limited screen size, which means that I think that 8 buttons on screen at the same time, together with some modifier stuff, is the maximum that you can do on a single screen. If you look at the at the touch unit and then the Deluxe version versus the normal one, let me switch cam. It is one of those days. Come, you can do it. There you go. There it is. If you look at these two units, you see that while this is a 3.5 inch and that's a 2.8 inch screen, those screens are about similar size. And well, you got a unit yourself, so you know though how small those screens are. And I still want to be able to make this reliable, to work with this reliable. So, and you can do that right now. This all works exactly as I want it to be, because it has very large touch points. And the moment I make that smaller and going to combine a lot, because 4 hotkeys doesn't make any sense, it should be 8. So then it's better to just use 2 units, because that will be much better to use, and you can use that together. You can use that any way you like. So I think that is the better option, to just connect 2 units and then make sure that you have a hotkey, and exactly like I have it right here. And then you can make this setup for deck 1 and the same 2 boards for deck 2, and that will be fine. So yay, like that. Like I said, folks, I didn't have much to talk about, and I was a little bit in a rush because stuff didn't work the way I wanted it to work. So I have to figure out what exactly is going on. My gut feeling tells me that the Deluxe version doesn't work with Intel Macintosh computers and only requires at least an M1 computer or newer. But I have to double check that in order to make that assumption for real. And it does work with at least my iPhone and my iPad and stuff like that, which isn't the latest and greatest. Can we have it map to control Apple Music? Asks 𝗏𝗏𝗍𝐻 Sounds. Those units generate genuine Apple MIDI or genuine MIDI signals, which means that if you have an app that you can map MIDI to Apple Music, and that should be possible, then yeah, you can do that. You can remap them and make them control Apple Music. But Apple Music itself is not MIDI controllable, and for that reason, not out of the box. But if you, for instance, you can make a script and let that script trigger by MIDI, and then you can do that. I have this question, by the way, a lot from DJs who ask, yo, Mixmaster G, can this control my show elements like smoke or smog or lighting or whatever? And my answer is always the same. If that controller for the smoke machine or for the lights or for the video accepts MIDI, then this will work. And with, let's see if I got it. I should have it somewhere. Maybe it is already on the machine. Let's double check. Yeah, all right. Let's do that, and let's take the boards off for a while. There it is. If you download the demo and you go to the MIDI mapping folder, in the MIDI mapping folder is the MIDI assignment PDF. And within it, you find all the MIDI mappings. Which means if you have the STEM edition, you can see that the drums for deck 1 are on channel 16 and it has a CC message 01. And you can see how that all works. So you have all the maps, you have all the MIDI signals. And there you can find exactly what it is mapped to. Yeah, Phil, mobile sounds. Indeed, with algorithm, you can control algorithm with the units. And then you can use the crossfader module, etc., which works fine. And talking about algorithm, but I cannot let you hear the audio, so it doesn't make much sense. But algorithm DJ does not have. Hold on, let me take that off. Algorithm DJ does not have StemFX. However, it does have kind of, and I didn't know that myself, but I was playing with it a little bit, and I found out when I was playing with the Deluxe version that there are some StemFX. Let me bring out algorithm on my laptop and then connect to it over TeamViewer again, and let's see if we can make something out of it. So bear with me, folks, bear with me. There we are. Allow. Not that. And there. Just bear with me. Almost done. And because this works much nicer, I can say to the audio, sound audio, various devices. Let's put it to internal to the Mac speakers, apply. Okay. And then let's see. Let's see what I can do. Let me connect it. Because if I'm not mistaken, TeamViewer will reroute the audio. So first let's see if that's true. There it is. Apparently not. Sorry for the noise, folks. Audio, advanced. No. Okay. Then it doesn't make much sense to demonstrate it because I can show you, but because I cannot reroute the audio, you cannot hear it. Let's see, where am I at? This StemFX. Yeah. It has this FX right here. hold on, let me switch the cam with it. One of those days, huh? Where am I there? There it is. With algorithm DJ, you can, of course, maybe the mic can pick it up. I'm going to experiment with it. I'm stepping away from this, like this. Let me play it right here. Now, if I enable the stems, listen what happens. This is direct. So you can echo out with DJ. I even didn't know that that was possible. I hope the mic picked it up a little bit. But you can only do it if you use the DJT1 Deluxe version, because it is very, 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 very deeply hidden inside Rekordbox. 𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗏 doesn't hear a difference. It echoes out 𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗏. It echoes out the voice, or echoes out the bass, or echoes out the drums. Whatever you're doing, it will echo it out. Instead of killing whatever stem you activate immediately, it will echo out the particular stem. So you get a much smoother, and it echoes them out on the beat. So it takes one beat and then it echoes it out on the one beat. Again, I don't know anything that can do this besides my little controller unit, but it is very nice. Let's see, what else do we have? That's kind of cool. 𝗀𝗏𝗀𝐻. There's a lady DJ that's making a standalone unit to work with controller running 𝗫𝐸. Have you seen it? No, I have not seen that. But there are quite some do-it-yourself initiatives, which I totally are for it, appearing left and right. So yeah, that is very nice. Let's see, what else do we have? Do DJ. That is nice. Gonna give more DNS a reason to use the StemFX. 𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗏 now knows what it is. Oh, more DJs to use StemFX. Yeah, but StemFX are a thing for the Serato users. They love StemFX, and I can see why. Virtual DJ also has its own version of StemFX, and that will be implemented later on. So that will be supported too. But I really liked this one in Algorithm DJ, because I have never heard anybody talk about that this is possible. And it works kind of counterintuitive. So you have, as you can see on the screen, maybe. Oh, my bad. It is blocking everything. Let me make this a little bit to the side, so like this. Because I'm only working on deck 1, so I only care about deck 1. Like this. Let's make it a little small. So as you can see, everything is enabled. And that is the only way that I can make it reliably to work. So let me. And then let's do it once again. So maybe 𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗏 can hear the difference right now. Again, I hope the mic picks it up. I need to have the vocal part, because there you can hear it clearest. So as you could hear, you can do some really nice tricks with it. Whenever can we get this Deluxe? I missed that info. Veel mobile sounds. There are some things that you need to know about the Deluxe version. Switch. Where am I? There am I. It runs on different hardware. It is totally different hardware from the normal DJT1. It comes like this, so it is totally. It has a case and it has everything in it. I will put the information package, the demo package, if you like, for the Deluxe, most likely online tomorrow. But if you stay focused on my socials, and I will tell you there are things that you need to know about it. It doesn't run the regular CYD software. It needs a special module made for it. Only the stems module is available. It needs a current computer, an M1 computer or better. It doesn't run on Intel computers, or it doesn't connect with Intel computers actually, as I just found out before this stream. But yeah, the info will be out tomorrow. It is more expensive than the CYD boards, but I think it gives you some options that are well worth the price. But it takes away a little bit of the do-it-yourself thing from the CYD board. So for that, I'm not sure if people are going to like it, because let's face it, why not? I don't know. But this unit is like, I think everything is said and done, around $40, and this is half of it. So it all depends on whatever you want to do with it. But let's face it, $40 for a touchscreen DJ controller is still not a lot of money. But the info will be out on the socials whenever I've got everything up and running. And I know all the exemptions, because before I publish anything, I want to make sure, all right, if there are things that we need to know, that I can communicate them, like it doesn't connect to Intel Macintosh computers. That was a pretty big downer for me, because CYD boards do that out of the box with no problem. And there are some other things that you need to know about it. But again, it will be a little bit more expensive, and that information will be out tomorrow. All right, folks, like I said before, this was everything that I wanted to speak about. So if you got a question, feel free to ask, and I'm very happy to answer that question. If not, then I will be back hopefully next week. And in the meantime, I expect to record and edit the Deluxe version videos this week, because the software itself is done. I just need to know, are there any caveats that we need to communicate before I can release it, and for that's what testing is doing. It works with iOS Film Mobile. That was the second thing I tried. The moment I tried, I saw that it didn't work with Intel, and mind you, that was just before I wanted to go live with this stream, because this computer I'm on is an Intel Mac. So the first thing I tried was, all right, how about iPhones? Can it connect to DJ iPhone? It does that just fine. It connects to DJ iPhone. I think I have an iPhone 15 or something, so not the latest greatest. But I think it's safe to assume that whatever you want to connect it to needs to be like 6 years old or newer, because I think the issue is with the BLE Bluetooth module that will not connect to other stuff. But that's about it. All right, folks, for now, it was a very messy live stream, sorry for that. But I hope you all got some information out of it. For now, thank you all for watching. If you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like, share, subscribe and all that other good stuff, because these videos are hard to find because the monetization is off, and for that I need your help. I will see you next week, and in the meantime there will be more content coming online about the deluxe version. Thank you for watching. Mixmaster G signing off.